Progress. That word alone is enough to seduce your entire nervous system. It hums with promise, smells like ambition, tastes like purpose. You hear it and you think, yes, I'm moving forward, I'm becoming someone. But here's the rot beneath the smile. What if you're not becoming anything? What if you're just getting better at distracting yourself from the fact that you have no idea who you are? You chase growth like it's a god. You upgrade your phone, your mindset, your protein intake. You don't call it desperation. You call it leveling up. You post your progress. You brand your pain. You measure your days and habits tracked and boxes ticked. You're efficient. You're focused. You're dying inside. See, you've mistaken movement for meaning. You're on a hamster wheel that tells you it's a rocket ship. But when you really look, when you actually stop, you see that you're still in the same place. Alone, online, overwhelmed. You scroll through videos on how to find your purpose, as if your existence is a puzzle you can solve by watching some guy in Bali talk about breathwork. You listen to podcasts where burned out tech bros tell you to wake up at 5 a.m. and take cold showers. You don't ask why, you just obey. Because at least if you're busy, you don't have to feel. They sold you the idea that you're a project, that you're raw material, that you must always be grinding, refining, optimizing, as if being human means being under construction, forever. But you are not a goddamn spreadsheet. You are not an algorithm waiting to be debugged. You are messy, animal, sacred, failing. You do not need to be upgraded. You need to be witnessed. But that's not marketable, is it? There's no ad revenue in stillness, no quarterly profits in self-acceptance. So they keep dangling the carrot. The better you, the future you, the healed you. Just out of reach. Always just out of reach. And you chase it because the chase is safer than the stillness. Because if you stop running, what's left? Just silence. And maybe deep in that silence, a voice you buried long ago. The one that says, I don't want to be better. I want to be real. But you won't hear that voice if you're always listening to strangers tell you who to become. You've built an identity out of becoming. You don't know how to just be. You talk about growth, but you mean escape. Escape from the terror of sitting with the raw, unvarnished you. The one with the insecurities and the boredom and the shame. So let's just say it out loud. Maybe you're not growing. Maybe you're just very good at pretending. Maybe this isn't healing. Maybe it's performance. A performance so convincing even you forgot you were acting. But here's the twist. Here's the punchline that's so absurd it almost feels like truth. What if you're not broken? What if there's nothing to fix? What if progress was never the point? What if this, the aching, twitching, yearning mess of it all, is the real thing? And the rest, the structure, the plans, the perfect morning routine, is just set design. You want a transformation? Fine. Burn the to-do list, miss your goals, sit in your chaos like it's your favorite armchair, feel the weight of your own absurdity, and laugh, because there's something kind of hilarious about all of it. How we sprint towards self-improvement just to avoid meeting ourselves. We build entire personalities out of pretending to become what we already were before the fear set in. Now that's comedy, and maybe that's the real rebellion. Not to succeed, not to evolve, but to exist, visibly, unapologetically, badly, in a world obsessed with polishing the self. So go ahead, be inconsistent, be a mess, cry at 3 a.m., then eat cereal like a demigod. You're alive, goddammit. You don't need a reason for that. Maybe you'll figure it out. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll die with 5 unread self-help books next to your bed. But at least you'll die a little less hypnotized, and maybe that's the closest thing to progress we'll ever get. Or not. Maybe it's all bullshit. But hey, what's one more illusion?